Alrighty, what's up everybody? My peeps, how's it going, you sexy bitches? And you other pieces of shit? Your tribal god, Peter fucking Joseph here, for video number 2 on YouTube for Wednesday. And this time you're watching right here on the Peter fucking Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/PeterJoseph. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe right now to this very channel and my other channels down there in the basement, known as the description box below. And as always, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you're real. Good. If you're not, go fuck yourself, get a life, bitch. And don't forget to share the video all over the internet, but most importantly, tap and slap that motherfucking bell and turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything, because if you do, well, you suck, and you're SOL, and you know what that means. Woohoo! Yes. Alright, so like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you wish, but if you leave stupid comments, you know what happens. You're out of here. And that's pretty much it. Share the video all over the internet and all that good stuff. And that's it. That's pretty much it. That. And if this is your first time watching, well, welcome to the fucking party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. If not, you can go fuck yourself. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Get up and get out of here. If you don't like it, get out of here. Go on somebody else's channel and suck up to them. I don't take suck-ups. Oh, I like your channel, but I hate you at the same time. Get the fuck out of here. I like actual, real human beings that have a brain and have an actual life, then sub to me, then have fake-as fuck people sub to me just because they have a hatred for me. Or just because, you know? Real people. If you're not real, get out of here. And try to do something with your life, instead of doing stupid things on the internet. It is what it is. I'm real, and you're not. And that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, video number 2 on this late, getting close to late Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Right here on the Peter fucking Joseph channel. If you didn't know that by now, I am Peter fucking Joseph. I'm a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling. And if you like it, good. If you don't, too bad, get out of here. That's it. We move on. Alright, check out my Raw review over on my Killer of Demons channel, the main channel. Link will be down below in the gobbledygook. And that's it. Watch it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this late Wednesday night, December the 20th, 2023, or if you're watching this tomorrow, or any other day you're watching this, it is December the 21st, 2023. We are close. The week, after tomorrow, the Christmas weekend will begin. The greatest weekend of the world will begin. Level 47 will begin. And then we'll count down those days till New Year's Eve and the end of the year. So, as of this video, we'll be 10 days away from the end of the year. So, that ball's already up there in Times Square. It's just stuck right there. But about around 10 days and a little over 24 hours from more than 24 hours from now, about 30 or so hours from now, that ball won't drop, and then when it strikes midnight, we will hit the new year, 2024, and we start the new year. We'll see how everything goes. But I hope everybody has a safe and Merry Christmas this coming weekend, and next weekend a safe and Happy New Year. But for everybody else that don't like me, I hope you have a rotten Christmas and a horrible, crappy New Year. That's what you deserve. And that's all I gotta say about that. I'm going to have a great New Year and a great Christmas and a great level 47. That's all I'm going to say about that. And not giving a fuck. That's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your late night AEW Dynamite! Yes! Review for December the 20th, 2023, the next to last live Dynamite of the year. It's Holiday Bash 2023, and we are emanating from the Paycom Center in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the birthplace of good old JR. By God! Barbecue sauce, Boomer Soda, Stone Cold. By God! By God, King, they talking about me. By God! That's a slobber knocker. By God! Okay, calm down. Calm down, JR. Take it easy. Take it easy. Tranquilo. Back up! Shut up! JR's going crazy. He's not even started yet. Anyway, have a Steve Weiser. Okay? Calm down. My God, this Steve Weiser's cool! Okay, stop it! My God! Somebody get him. Anyway. Alright, so we're from the great state of Oklahoma. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the birthplace of JR. We see him later in the evening for the main event. And hopefully JR is getting much better. You know, he still has that really nasty wound on his leg. I'm hoping that gets much better. And no more, you know, going to the doctor and, you know, all the stuff he had to do. You know, I just hope JR gets better. That's all I care about. And Kenny Omega and Charlotte, and anybody else is hurt. You know, Adam Cole, baby. Hope everybody gets better. And we'll see you soon in 2024, I hope. We got that. Alright, so Dynamite Holiday Bash, Part 1. We got Part 2 on Rampage Friday night. Part 3 on Collision, live on Saturday. So, we'll talk about that on probably on late Friday night, or maybe early Saturday. But we'll see what happens with that. And don't forget, SmackDown is taped this Friday night. Well, both shows are taped. So, you don't have to watch it if you don't want to. I mean, Roman's on. Roman will be on Friday night. So, even if it's taped, I'd watch it because of the Tribal Chief. Put up your ones and must acknowledge your Tribal Chief and me, your Tribal God, every single day. Right, ladies? And we move on with that. Alright, so it's the final week of the Continental Classic Tournament, and it's getting to nitty-gritty time, so we'll see who the winners of the Gold League will be, and the Blue League, well, the top two people, and then the finals will be next week on Wednesday Night Dynamite, and Friday night, not Saturday, Friday night, Collision live, going head-to-head with a possible live edition of SmackDown, so the ratings will not be good for Collision, but hopefully the card will be good. Looks like it might be a good card, depending on who wins the Blue League, which might be Daniel Bryan and Andrade, so that match is going to be a banger, going up against whatever, that might be the main event, too, of Collision, going up against whatever the main event is of, SmackDown. And they got Rampage, which may be taped at 10. I don't know how they're going to do Rampage next week, but we'll see what happens with that. Then, next Saturday, World's End, the final pay-per-view of the year. Could be the final appearance of MJF. I doubt it, but never know. And we move on. Alright, so Dynamite wasn't that bad. I thought it was pretty decent, pretty solid. And let's get into it. And our commentary team, as always, besides JR near the end, we have the man behind the mask, Excalibur, the biggest fan I know, from Red Hook Brother, Taz. I wonder how he feels about those two, that trade the Mets made today. It wasn't even a good trade. Two guys from the Brewers. an outfielder who's pretty good, supposedly, and then a decent pitcher, so he can go in the rotation. Okay, it's good and all, but rentals, my friends, rentals for the Mets. We got all that, so I don't know how Taz feels about that. Probably doesn't care. But, yeah, let me move on with that. So, and also, with Taz and Excalibur, my friend, one of my best friends in the whole wide world, that is the man who should be in the fucking Hall of Fame, the great, legendary, play-by-play / color commentator himself. You know him, you love him, you can't get enough of him. Tony Baloney Schiavone. Alright, so we got that. So we start off Dynamite with the good old-fashioned Gilmore color-like bang! We have whoosh! Trying to, spoil Swerve Strickland's possible, tie or, well, if Swerve wins, he is tied with Moxley at 12 points, but if he loses, he could possibly be out of the tournament if Moxley loses to Jay White. So, big match here for Swerve. So, Swerve comes out first with Prince Nana and the rest of the Mogul Embassy. Nana's coming out, and it's Nana time, we gotta dance. We swerve and we drive, and swerve and we drive, and we're in We dance here, man. We gotta dance. When Prince Nana comes out, you dance. I don't care if you can't dance, you will dance to the song. I'm not a big guy that likes new rap, per se, but Swerve's song is pretty damn catchy. The dance, the dance itself makes the song. I mean, it's great. And Swerve is just getting so over right now, and I love it. You should have took notes, WWE. Really, he stunk in NXT. He got a pretty decent feud with Santos, and then he got with, Shit Row. That one really kind of was going places, but then they got rid of freaking Swerve. They released him. And then, the rest of Shit Row was good in NXT. And then they bring him up to the main roster, put him on SmackDown, and did nothing with him. And then Top Flop Dollar got released. B-Fab and Ashanti Adonis are basically nowhere to be found other than maybe somewhere in Titus Catering. Just release them, please. I hope when the spring cleaning comes after WrestleMania, they get released. I ain't saying it because I don't want anybody to lose their job, but, if you're not doing anything in your company, why are you even there? Feels like the Ring of Honor women's division. Like, they're on call. All these women are on call. Miranda Alizé, why is she on every freaking week? I talked to Miranda Alizé, about a couple weeks ago. I was like, when are you going to be on Ring of Honor TV? I don't know, I'm on call. And I wish you were on every week. She's like, I know, me too. I was like, yeah, Tony Khan does not know how to book Ring of Honor. I can do a better job at booking Ring of Honor. I mean, if you have a hottie and a badass like Miranda Alizé, you put that chick on fucking every fucking week. As much as you can, and then you try to fit some other people here and there. If you have like a 2-hour show, and you have a lot of good women on the show, besides the notables, the champion, of course. Unless she wants to take a week off. Then you're like, alright, we'll put you in, and then you guys, you'll be backups. I can't fit all of you, I'm sorry, but, I'll try to get as much of you as I can, because I love you guys. But Tony Khan, he don't give a fuck. That's why the main roster itself for Collision, Rampage, and Dynamite, he has to have like at least 300 stars. At least, I don't know the exact number, but he has a massive roster. And we haven't seen a lot of people. We haven't seen in a long time on Dynamite, or even on Rampage, or Collision. But some of them are hurt, yes, I understand. Like Britt Baker, she's hurt. Jamie Hayter, hurt. We haven't seen her in a long time. Rebel got hurt. I don't know when Rebel's coming back. If at all. You know, they brought Rio back just to lose to Toni Storm at World's End. But then she's going back to Japan. We probably won't see her until who knows. And, you know, especially with the Japanese women that come in. You know, Shida is on every once in a while. But she's mostly doing in Japan half the time. Freaking, Miyu Yamashita, you know, the one that gives you the death stare. She's doing stuff in Stardom. You know, the chick that looks like Yuna from Final Fantasy X and X2. Barely see her. She's mostly in freaking Japan. Maki Ito, once in a while, they're like, hey, Maki Ito, you want to come on in? You want to come on in and, be on Dynamite? Ooh, Dynamite, motherfucker! Okay, yeah, exactly. Maki Ito does some GCW shows now, but now she's going back to Japan because she finished her last show a couple of weeks ago, I think. You know, and Maki Ito is MDK all fucking day with another guy named Nick fucking Gage, not Cage, Nick Gage. That's Mr. MDK all fucking day. But, you know, some of the Japanese stars you barely see in AEW. The main, really the only ones are Shida, Rio. Maybe you get Miyu Yamashita. Maybe you get the chick that looks like Yuna. What's her name? Yuka? I forgot her name. You know. But other than that, you barely get another Japanese chick coming in. Sucks. And then you look at Ring of Honor, it's basically Maria, Billy Starks, Athena, maybe Mercedes Martinez, maybe Diamante. Everybody else, besides maybe legit Leyla Hirsch, Rachel Ellering, the Renegade Twins, which are, that's 9. Maybe Kiera Hogan, 10. Willow, 11. You barely see about 10 to 15, maybe 20 women on the show every so often. Everybody else is like a 1-week rental. They get all these like indie darlings, like you see Jasmine Allure was on a couple of shows this week. Or last week, I should say. Not this week, last week. But are they going to use Jasmine Allure again? Probably not. She's going to do her indie shows here in New York and New Jersey. I mean, but there's so much talent out there in the indies. I mean, Angel Metro, the WOW Women's Champion. Put her on the show. Why not? You could put the former champion, Zeta Steel. I mean, put her on. I mean, former women's WOW Women's Champion Jade was on an episode of Dark, I believe, when Dark was a thing. She was on a couple of times. Even Joe Agasio was on Dark. I think it was on Collision once. I'm not sure about that, but even Joey Ace was on AEW TV. But, you know, a certain person named Zaya Brookside is doing indies now. Why can't you sign Zaya Brookside to a Ring of Honor or main roster contract? I don't get that. Maddie Renkowski, I think, did some NXT work, I think. Or she should be going to AEW or maybe Impact. But Miranda Alizé should be on Ring of Honor all the time. But I'm just saying, all these women that are in the indie scene should be on, at least on the show once, not every week, not every once in a while. Like, come on. That's why I keep saying Tony Khan does not know how to book Ring of Honor. He needs somebody else. He can't get Delirious because, I don't know what he's doing. Besides banging Mandy Leon, you son of a bitch. By the way, she's from Brooklyn. She's a hottie. But, god damn it, how did you get her, Delirious? And how did you, really, that's a two-sided coin. How did Mandy Leon even want to get with Delirious? And how did Delirious get a hottie like Mandy Leon? Well, I guess he found Princess Peach. And she wasn't a beach, With that bitch is a bitch! Well, I don't think Mandy Leon's a bitch, but you got her! Congratulations to you, Delirious. Blah, 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 blah. Exactly, I get it. I wonder if he wears the mask to bed. I want to know about that. Probably does. Probably does. Who knows? Then he's like, blah, yeah, he probably does wear his mask to bed, and then the alarm goes off and goes blah 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 blah. It goes crazy when he gets out of bed. Wakes up Mandy. What are you doing? Oh shit! He has to turn the alarm clock off. Probably. You never know what happens in that house. I don't know. I don't want to know. But man, Delirious and Mandy Leon. I didn't have that on my bingo card. Anyway, we move on. Alright, let's get back to actual wrestling. Well, it is wrestling, but still. Let's get to the show. Alright, so we have Whoosh and Swerve Strickland in a banger of a match. Well, wasn't a banger per se, but pretty decent for what it's worth. It's also with Swerve taking Whoosh down with a basic head scissors. And then Whoosh comes back up with some lethal chops. Then he avoids a drop kick. And then we get a stare down, like a stalemate for a breather. The fans like, impressive. We get that. So it gets sent to the outside for a big flippy doo. Then some stomping in the corner as we go back in. They get back up. Swerve kicks away at the leg in the corner, but that's kind of too much defense for Whoosh. And then they head outside again. And Whoosh then whips Swerve into the barricade over and over and over again. As we go to break, we come right back. And by the way, anybody notice there was not once, but twice the feed cut out and went to black for like a couple of seconds? I thought the devil was playing tricks on us, like he was in the production truck. But somebody said on Twitter that there might have been something with the stream. What stream? We don't stream here. It's probably the production truck went overloaded. I don't know, but twice. It's been like almost every Wednesday night. Something happens with the production, or the audio is not synced up, or it's too low. Then it gets loud. I really think in 2024, Tony Khan needs to fix that. He really needs to fix some some major production problems. I mean, it's still a good show. It comes off well, but sometimes you can't hear things. And, like the Adam Cole segment, they had to re-show that, which looked really bad on live TV. Oh, we're sorry. We're sorry. We're gonna show it again because there was no audio. But TBS was so great to Dynamite. It's like, oh, okay, we'll put it on again. But they had to cut some matches to show it again. I thought that was dumb, but in any case, we move on. All right, we come back with some stereo big boots for a double down, and then whoosh, knocks Swerve into the next dimension. Well, the corner. But then he charges in, but his knee gives out. Uh-oh. Which allows Swerve to grab the stretch muffler. That'll hurt even more for the leg. That gets broken up, so Whoosh goes to the apron, and they have a woo chop off. No, not chop off your head or choppy your pee. But they have a chop off on the apron. Swerve charges into a belly-to-belly to the floor. Ow! And then Rush tries for a backsplash inside the ring, but Swerve avoided it. And then Swerve hits a 450 for a 1 count. Well, Rush really no-sold that, huh? And then Rush gets up to his feet right before Swerve gets up. And then Swerve hits a Bling Buster for a near fall. Then goes up top, hits the Swerve Stomp. 1, 2, 3 in just under 15 minutes. Remember, 20-minute time limit. So, with just under 5 minutes to go, or over 5 minutes to go, I should say, about 5 minutes to go, Swerve gets the win, and he is, at this moment, tied with Jon Moxley at 12 points. So now, we have to see what happens with Swerve and Jay White. Moxley wins. He pretty much gets first place in the Gold League, and Swerve will be in second place, so they would fight next week. But if Jay White wins, he gets 12 points, and then we're going to have a triple threat match next week. So we'll see what happens with that. As far as the match, it was decent. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And we are off and running on Dynamite. Alright, then we're going to recap of what happened on Collision with the Blue League. We'll talk about that on Saturday night, I should say. Alright, so we got that. Alright, they're going to interview with Le Champion, Chris Jericho. Doing a backstage interview with Excalibur, Tony Baloney, and Taz. So Jericho talks about Kenny having diverticulitis. He had surgery. I don't know if he's still in the hospital or he's out now. I'm not sure about that, but I think he's still in the hospital. And that means that the Golden Gets Tag Team title shot is now off. So I guess they canceled the match. Kind of sucks for Big Bill and Big Cass. And kind of sucks for Jericho because they're not doing anything next weekend. So I guess they take the rest of the year off. I don't know. But the main thing is Kenny's health is what matters the most. And everyone is pulling for him. That's what matters. Who gives a shit that the match is off? One thing that matters is that Kenny's health. Because diverticulitis ain't fun. Ask Brock Lesnar. He'll tell you. Or anybody else who's had diverticulitis. Even my mom had it. A long time ago, though, but she's fine. But in any case, big prayers to Kenny. And big prayers to Charlotte as well. And Adam Cole, baby, with their injuries. And hopefully, sometime next year, they'll be back and ready to kick some ass. And CJ Perry, too. Prayers to CJ. She had her second surgery today over that freak splinter she got and became infected. So, prayers to all of them, and hopefully they have a speedy recovery. They can come back to work in 2024, and we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so this segment I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Alright, after that, we go to another Gold League match. This one was kind of emotional between two guys that have had a long history with each other, especially in 2015/16, 17-ish. We have Black Machismo. Ooh, yeah, did it. Taking on the funky chicken himself, Mark Briscoe. And as always, we pay homage to the great man himself, his brother, Jay Briscoe. Reach for the sky, boy. And we got that. It's coming up on almost 1 year since Jay Briscoe passed away. I don't know the official date, but it's in January, I know that. So it's a couple weeks away. So, I would think they're going to do something on Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision that week of Jay Briscoe's 1 year anniversary of his death. And it's going to be an emotional thing. But we'll see what happens with that. They did mention Brody King's birthday, and it's been, I think, 3 years since Brody Brody Lee died. You know, we're going into 2024 without Bray Wyatt. That sucks. And Terry Funk as well. So, really, you know, 2023 was not a great year for wrestling. You know, with a lot of, well, really 3 big people dying so suddenly. Bray, Jay White, not Jay White, so I said Jay Briscoe, you know, and then Terry Funk passing away a little bit. I thought it was going to last a couple more years, but, you know, the dementia caught up to him. It was just sad. What are you going to do? But we move on. And, you know, well, not Brody Lee in 2023, but, you know, just those 3 people kind of shook the wrestling world up. Especially Jay Briscoe's sudden passing in this past January. And then Bray Wyatt a few months ago. It wasn't fun. But we move on. But anyway, Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe, basically for Pride. I mean, they're already eliminated at 0 points. So, you know, if any one of these guys win, you know, it's nice and all, but it is what it is. Alright, so they fight over a basic lockup, and so Jay Lethal takes Mark down with a basic armbar. That gets broken up, and Mark chops away in the corner, and so Jay Lethal wins a fight over a suplex. Mark then gets sent to the outside for a suicide dive by Jay Lethal, and then he gets in. He gets on the apron, does the Ric Flair woo strut, goes for another suicide dive, that gets broken up, and we go to break, we come back, and as always, the heels come back during the break. Jay Lethal hits Lethal Combination, putting Mark down, goes for, ooh yeah, Macho Man elbow, hail to the king, ooh yeah, but that gets broken up. But Lethal knocks Mark down and back down, grabs a torture rack slam for a near fall, and he's getting really pissed off that Mark's not, you know, might stay down and everything. So then he goes for Lethal Injection, it gets blocked, and then we, on commentary, we talk about ticket sales for Revolution, almost a sellout. Not that we needed to know that on commentary. Okay. And then Mark comes back with a Fisherman's Buster for a near fall. Goes for a Froggy Bow! But Jay Lethal got his knees up. And then Lethal hits his version of the J Driller. And he's done that a few times back in the day. Especially in his match with Jay Briscoe at Best in the World. Hit one, I think Jay hit one through the table. Well, not the tables we know. It was like one of those rinky-dink tables they had at ringside at Terminal 5. That was crazy. Great match. That match was match of the year for 2015. But I was there. And I have pics to prove it on my Facebook page, but some of you can't see it. Too bad. Anyway, so Lethal hits the J Driller for a near fall on Mark Briscoe, and we're like, what? And then, Mark comes back with the Birding Hammer! Of all things, the Birding Hammer! What are you, Ivan Putski? Pretty much. Knocks Jay Lethal for a loop, then he picks him up, hits the J Driller, you know, homage to Jay, of course. And 1, 2, 3, Mark Briscoe gets the win in just under 14 minutes. Match was pretty good. It was a little bit emotional, but still, great match. 3.25 out of 5 stars. After the match, Code of Honor, because they're good friends outside the ring, even though they might hate each other inside the ring, but they're best friends outside the ring. They, you know, why would you hate each other because of Jay? I mean, but we get that. Alright, so Mark gets 3 points, not that it mattered. I was hoping Jay Lethal would get 3 points too, but, you know, it just feels like they put him in the tournament, the job. Same thing with Mark, but at least Mark got a win. It looks like, if you've seen last week's episode where Jay Lethal lost, I forget to who. I think it was Swerve. We see Sanjay Dutt, the original player from the Himalaya, his Jeff Jarrett, J-E-F-F-J-A-R-E-T-T, and his wife Karen. They're trying to console Jay. Jay's like, "Get out of here! Leave me alone!" So I'm thinking they're gonna break up, that group of misfits that Lethal has. Lethal's gonna go his own way. Maybe turn face. Who knows? Just get him out of there. I mean, break up the whole Jarrett Lethal thing. Because, Satnam Singh's back in India doing whatever. I don't know. Sanjay's backstage doing things. That's what he does, anyway. He helps out with booking and matches in here and there. I don't know what's his official title, anyway. And then, Jarrett's there. I don't know why, but... And then he brings in Karen, his wife, for no apparent reason. And then Satnam Singh, like I said, he's in India. India! So, I think they really should get rid of that. Get rid of the group, break them up, and have Jay Lethal go on a monster face run. Or go back to Ring of Honor. I don't know what you do in Ring of Honor, but... It is what it is. Maybe he's going to retire. I don't know what's going to happen with Jay Lethal. So, but we move on with that. Alright, so the updated leaderboard. Moxley at 12. We'll see him in the main event against Jay White. So, Moxley and Swerve at 12. Jay White at 9. Luch finishes up at 6 points. Mark at 3 points. And Jay Lethal at 0. We get that. Alright, so it's really going to come down to who wins the Moxley-Jay White match. And we might get a triple threat. We might get Moxley and Swerve. We might get Jay White and Moxley. Well, actually, we can't get Jay White and Moxley. We might get a triple threat. Well, we'll see. Or Moxley and Swerve. If Moxley wins, he gets 15 points and sweeps the whole thing. But we'll see what happens with that later on in the evening. Alright, so like I said, Code of Honor, we're done. Alright, there we see a video on our scumbag, our favorite scumbag in the whole wide world, Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker, being inducted into the Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. I believe that's on Long Island, where he lives. So that's pretty damn nice. And then after that, we get a video promo from Wardlow, who still wants a piece of MJF and he wants to hurt him. So, like, the theory is like, oh, Wardlow's the devil. No. I think Wardlow's one of the minions. I'll say that. But we'll see what happens with that situation. Alright, speaking of more MJF, well, he's in our next segment. But Samoa Joe, who is technically one half of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, since Adam Cole is still injured. And yes, the Ring of Honor Tag Team belts are still a thing, ladies and gentlemen. So, Samoa Joe comes out without his part of the belt. And he wants answers once again from the devil, or about the devil. And he finds it interesting that we've never seen MJF get laid out by the minions or the devil himself. And says, Max, get your ass out here right now. I need some answers. So, on cue, Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker comes out in a nice blue suit and pants. Wonder where he got that from. The Men's Warehouse, probably. Because, as always, that's our sponsor. And it is, I'm not kidding. Because when you go to the Men's Warehouse, you want to look good, especially for Christmas and New Year's Eve coming up. You might have a hot date. Coming up on Christmas or especially New Year's Eve. You go into the bar for a New Year's Eve party. You want to look good. Maybe you go home with a chick, but just remember, when you have the drunk sex, which is, as always, the best sex in the world, just remember, wrap up that burrito. But if you want to get to that, you have to look good. Because when you look good, you feel good. That's a commercial. But if you want to look good, go to the Men's Warehouse. Get yourself a suit and tie, some nice slacks, some nice dress shoes, and all that good shit at the Men's Warehouse. Because when you go there, tell them I sent you. And maybe, just maybe, you might like the way you look. I can almost guarantee that. Some of you. Most of you, yes. Some of you, no. Even if you wear a nice suit, you know, you still look like you got punched in the face. I don't know, but I mean, I look good. That's why your mama and your girlfriends are in my DMs so much. But I got so much to give, you know. It is what it is, but go to Men's Warehouse, and hopefully you'll like the way you look. But we'll see what happens with that. And also, sponsored by Blue Chew. No. I wish we were sponsored by Blue Chew, but not that I need it, but I don't have that problem, but some of you do. Some of you do. And that's pretty much it. And we move on. Alright, so Max comes out and says, I remember you promising to protect me about a couple weeks ago on our way to our match at World's End, right? And then the fans are like, no show Joe! No show Joe! So MJF doesn't remember the Devil's henchman touching Joe last week. So MJF's like, you want to fight? Let's fight right now. So they're about to fight, but then, 35 Max men come out, and they get in the ring. Joe and MJF clear them out easily. I'm like, man, this does really feel like Aces and Eights. And when the Dark Order debuted, it was just Stu Grayson and Evil Uno. And then, 50 people came out after that, when they attacked the Bucks, and destroyed them. Alright, so Joe and MJF clear the ring of the first wave of minions, and then 4 more of them come over the barricade. I think those are the main 4 people. And they surround the ring, and then the lights go out. They're like, oh, what's going on? Maybe we'll see MJF light out by Joe or something like that. Well, I don't know, who knows. Then the Devil appears on the screen, and then he cuts off, and then text comes on the screen and says, where can you go? Who can you trust? And it says, Max, can you be a hero? And basically challenges Max for the Ring of Honor tag team belts next week in Florida. And, Max is like, Joe, I know what you're going to say. And then Joe just takes the mic, just like, give me the fucking mic. He takes the mic and says, we accept! And that's pretty much it. So, Joe and MJF will defend the Ring of Honor tag team belts against the Minions. And, with the ever going, is he leaving, is he not leaving, with MJF's contract expiring at pretty much midnight on next Sunday, does he lose the Ring of Honor tag team belts, then lose the world title? I mean, if we see Wardlow saying, I want a piece of MJF, and we saw the thing last week with Hangman, Adam Page, and then, Max Cash is like, I don't want nothing to do with him no more. So maybe he's like, well, if MJF left, it'd be a better place, but we do see a segment later on that might tell us if MJF is going to leave or not. And I hope he doesn't for this possible match's sake. But we'll see what happens with that. So like I said, next week, Ring of Honor tag team title match on Dynamite. MJF and Joe defending against whoever 2 minions there are. There's probably 6,000 minions, so it could be any 2. I'm thinking it's probably going to be the Kingdom. I wouldn't be surprised if the minions win. They unmask and it's freaking Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. I wouldn't be surprised. But then again, I would keep it a mystery. Let them win and then keep it a mystery. Like, who are they? Who are they? We don't know. But maybe, like I said, if they don't unmask And when they win and don't unmask, then yeah, I would keep it a secret until the next team beats them, and then they unmask and it's Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. Or they win it and then they get unmasked. They unmask themselves, like, oh look, it's me. Like, yeah, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, who could be possibly next, Kyle O'Reilly, possibly, Roddy. And then who else? Who's probably the ringleader? Adam Cole, baby! People still saying it's Jack Perry. I really hope not. I mean, it was Jack Perry is just too... the fans are gonna riot. Because they know it's gonna have to be Adam Cole. They know! And then people saying it's Tony Khan. Yeah, like doing a reverse Vince, higher power type thing. Nah, I don't think it's Tony Khan. It's not Tony Khan. So, most likely it's Jack Perry. But I really want it to be Adam Cole. And I mentioned it on Wrestling Inc., the podcast. Like, oh, it might not be a guy. It could be a girl. It could be Britt Baker getting revenge on MJF. For her husband, husband-to-be, Adam Cole, baby, getting hurt. Then again, maybe Cole's not really hurt. Well, he got hurt. He's like, oh, I'm gonna play the devil, and then I'm gonna come back at World's End to just screw Max. Like, it was me, Max. It was me all along. You don't trust Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole. Here's the thing. Adam Cole should do a Super Dragon-like freaking reveal. Like in PWG. When he was revealed as Super Dragon. And then they reformed Mount Rushmore 2.0. That, I would mark out for that. If they did it like that. But I think the Devils, when it gets his reveal, it's gonna be a big, humongous thing. Kind of almost like, Ric Flair getting revealed as the Black Scorpion. Because nobody knew who it was. But he was beating up Sting, so it was kind of obvious it was Ric Flair. He was just using a voice changer. Fight, Sting. Fight. And then he came down in a spaceship at Starrcade that year. That was ridiculous. Came out in a spaceship. Ric Flair, of all people, coming out in a spaceship. Well, he is, he is called Space Mountain, so kind of fit. But it is what it is. Let me move on. Alright, so next week, Ring of Honor tag title match, and we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I gave that whole segment 3.25 out of 5 stars. Then we go to back with Renee Paquette and the best friends. Give me a hug. We have Chris Statlander, the international champion, freshly squeezed orange juice. Orange Cassidy, Rocky Romero. Oh, Rocky Romero, I see. And Trent Barretto. So they're there. Renee asked the group, what's next? And everybody's like, I don't know. And then everybody's like, look, what are we supposed to say here? So then Rocky Romero says, I was CMLL World, some champion. He was a CMLL World Welterweight Champion, some shit like that. For a long time. And he finally lost the belt last week, so he's like, well, I could use some more gold around my sexy waist. And then Orange Cassidy's like, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on. He's like, Rocky, I'll see you on Rampage. So, looks like Orange Cassidy will defend the AEW International title against Rocky Romero on Rampage. Should be a decent match, and we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I get a 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Alright, we get to the 9 o'clock hour. And, well, it's time for the women. And the number 1 contenders match for the AEW Women's Championship. We have Saraya Knight, Paige, taking on little young Rio. Her name is Rio, and she dances on my lap. And then when she's done, she goes and takes a nap. Yeah! It's karaoke time with Peter Joseph, baby. Okay. Moving on. Alright, so we have Rio and Paige fighting it out to see who faces Toni Storm next Saturday night for the AEW Women's Championship. And also, speaking of Toni Storm, she comes out with Luther, who came back from his vacation, to be, basically her butler. So she comes out on commentary. I like how it's like, oh, Mr. Taz, they call you the human duplex machine, am I right? And Taz's like, yeah, something like that. That was hilarious. I popped for that. I was like, shit. Anyway, conspicuous by her absence, Mariah May. But anyway, we see Ruby Soho watching from the back intently. So it starts off with Rio taking over on Paige, but Paige bails away from a running knee attack. Rio snaps off a head scissors takeover on the floor. Ow. But then Paige hides behind a security guard. I wish he had a good night. You know what I mean? I wish I was a security guard. It should have been me. Sorry, Ronnie Radke. Sorry. But I digress. Anyway. And that's enough for Rio, that we swung into the barricade a few times as we go to break. Come back, Saraya keeps control, getting in, and then starts mocking Rio, like, hey, you know. And then Rio pulls her into a basic 1905 headlock. And there's some botching from Rio, but not that much botching. You'll see it on Botchamania a little bit, but get that. Rio comes back with a beautiful Northern Light suplex for a near fall. She goes up top, hits a top rope double stomp, and then she finishes Paige off with a running knee to face. And she goes for the cover 1, 2, 3 in under 10 minutes. Rio gets the title shot at Toni Storm next weekend at World's End. Is she gonna win? Yeah, I highly doubt it. But we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. Alright, so I gave the match 2.5 out of 5 stars. After the match, Toni Storm comes down. We have a stare down. She gets in the ring. She has those opera binoculars, like. And then Rio's like, what the fuck are you looking at? And then Rio just, beats the living crap out of Toni Storm. And then Mariah May, she was in the back somewhere, probably banging somebody. Lucky guy. Mariah May comes out and hits Rio in the face with the title belt. And then she, throws it at Toni. And Toni's like, and then she leaves, jumps into Luther's arms. And then she's going around the ring, like, who is that? I don't know who that is. Who is that? Mariah May looks like she either turned on Toni, or I don't know what happened. But it looks like Mariah May's first opponent is gonna be Rio. Probably be next week. Who knows? And we'll see what happens with all that. And we move on. Alright, then we have Tony Baloney saying, guys, we have a statement I have to read. So X-Scout was like, okay, go do it. So Tony Baloney's on the side of the stage. He has a prepared statement from Christian Cage, the TNT champion. Basically says, Tony, if you don't read this word for word, I'm going to kick your fucking ass. No, you're not, because you got to go through me to do that. You don't beat up my friend Tony Schiavone and get away with that shit. But anyway, he says that him and Nick Wayne went on vacation. I guess with Shauna, a family vacation per se. I wonder where they ate at. I like to see them on a, they went to, like, Disney World or something like that. They went on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I like to see pictures of that. And I like to see pictures of Christian and Shauna maybe eating dinner at Denny's or something like that. Cause you know how you be Raiders, like, oh, you'll always be a cocktail waitress at Denny's. Damn. I thought she was at Hooters. Who knows, but she is hot. Nick Wayne's mom has got it going on. Yeah. Okay. Now, if you don't like my singing, fuck you, man. I'd like to see you try to sing. You do know I was in a band back then. Way back then. Back in high school. Called Terra Rising before Triple H stole it. No, he didn't steal it, but... It was spelled like Terra Rising, but we split it up. But it was Terror Rising, not terrorizing, like it's supposedly spelled, but it's different. Terror, Terror, Rising, Rising. But if you spell it out, it's Terrozing. So we just took the Z and changed it to an S. But yeah, we didn't play that long. We were like a band for like a couple of months, and then that was it. And as always, I was playing my electric twanger in high school and off high school too. But I'm just kidding. Yeah, but I was playing guitar, so, and I did a couple vocals here and there. So we did some covers and stuff like that. But we did Battle of the Bands, came in 3rd place. We played some Metallica. We played a couple of Metallica songs. But there was a couple good bands ahead of us, though. They were like more advanced than we were. I mean, we ran through Creeping Death easily. Then there was a couple other Metallica hits. This was like around 93, 94, so Metallica lore. Pretty much the first 4 albums. Pretty much, We did Creeping Death. We did, what else we do? I think we did Battery. Not a great version of Battery, but we did, and then we did, Seek and Destroy, which we ended with. Everybody was going nuts. Like, Seek and Destroy! But then the other bands were, like, way advanced, doing way better solos and everything. I mean, I did the freaking solo for Seek and Destroy pretty damn good. Not as great as Kirk Hammett, but, But some of those solos are, were tough back in the day. They were tough, but if you know what you're doing, comes out like Eddie Van Halen almost. Almost. But anyway, we move on. Alright. Why do my notes just, go down? Alright, so, Rio gets the win. She faces Toni Storm at World's End, but it looks like she has a little date with Destiny with Mariah May, who attacked her after the match, and then kind of gives a look to Toni Storm. So, well, that's gonna go. And we move on with that. Alright, then Tony Baloney, like I said, has a prepared statement from Christian, and basically says, I'm coming back on Saturday night to address Adam Copeland's challenge for a no disqualification match at World's End for the TNT title, and I expect a hero's welcome in San Antonio. That ain't happening, sir. Not even close. And that's that. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, after that, we go to the back where we see MJF and Samoa Joe walking in the hallway, and then Joe's like, I gotta, I'll see you later. Probably went to the bathroom, because he probably had to take a massive shit, I don't know. 'Cause he's fat, But anyway, MJF continues down the hall, then he stops and sees a black mask on the ground. Uh-oh. And then he picks it up, and it's right in front of the Mogul Embassy's locker room, so he's like banging on the door. And then Prince Nana should have not have opened that door, Nana. So he opens the door, Max grabs him, is like, "What is this? Where's Swerve?" So Swerve comes out, and MJF says, you know, "I know you from our independent days, you know, on the indie circuit. There's some good stuff back then with him and Swerve. Go look it up. Especially in CCW. Just saying. Blah, 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 blah. Swerve's like, "Yeah, I remember that. You were the best chauffeur I ever had." Oh. Damn. Then some more threats are made over MJF's lack of respect. But then MJF's like, "Oh, you want to talk about respect? How about showing the champ some respect?" And then he accuses Swerve of being the devil. And then they're about to fight. It looks like they're about to fight. And then the rest of the Mogul Embassy come out. Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony. Now Toa Leoa and Bishop Quan. I know not Quan. So they're there. Nana's there in the background. We're right next to Swerve, trying to separate them. And then Samoa Joe comes from around that corner. He probably he went around the corner, stopped, waited about 5 minutes, and then came around. Oh, there you are. So Samoa Joe comes and says, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?" And looks like, violence was teased, and then he's like, "Max, we gotta get out of here. We have a Ring of Honor tag team title match to worry about." So everybody's like, "Ooh, is Swerve the devil? It's Nana the devil?" That'd be funny if Nana's the devil. But I don't think it's gonna be, it's not Swerve. I highly doubt it. It'd be funny, but I don't think it's Swerve. And then, like, everybody's like, "Well, you know what happened last week with Adam Page and Max getting into a heated conversation?" What happened to Adam Page? He got attacked in the parking lot by the Devil's minions, and then the Devil's like, "Mm-hmm." And then one of the minions chokeslammed him on the windshield. Real glass, by the way. Crimea River. So we were all thinking that Swerve was going to get attacked, but we didn't see that unless it shows up on Rampage or Collision. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Because, every time you see Max, somebody's getting hurt. I mean, Joe hasn't nobody's laid a finger on Joe. And then we saw MJF basically laid out, but we didn't know who did it. I mean, even the Devil showed up, and then we see Max on the ground with a broken bottle next to him. So, I have no idea who the Devil is. This is getting kind of ridiculous. Like, who is it already? But remember how long it took for all of Aces and Eights to get revealed? And then eventually, who was the leader? Which was Bully Ray. I like somebody yelled out Bully Ray when they were doing when the Devil was doing the segment and everything. So he goes, "It's Bully Ray!" Yeah, matches Bully Ray. The reformation of the Aces and Eights. Yeah, and then it lasts like 2 years. Like it did at TNA. It was starting to get ridiculous after a while. I mean, look at the Jericho Appreciation Society. It lasted like, what, 2 years or so? And everybody left. And pretty much it's just now reduced to Daddy Magic, Matt Maynard, Angelo Parker, Jake Hager. By the way, there's some, like, really hot pictures of his wife. Woo! Jake Hager, god damn, dude. Got a nice piece of ace for a wife. You got that, and then really you got Anna Jay, who might be getting with Paige. Yeah, because it looks like her and Saraya, Paige and Ruby Soho kind of going Splitsville. The Outcasts are not going to be a thing anymore. So who knows? what's going to happen with that. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with all that. All right, so I gave that segment with Joe, Swerve and company, and Max 3 out of 5 stars, and we move on. All right, before the main event, we get to a very kind of meaningless match with Commander, along with Alex Abrahantes, almost was dressing up like Spider-Man because he had that red and blue gear on. And like, is he gonna come out and like web us or stuff like that? I'm like, what are you wearing, dude? Well, it wasn't from the Men's Warehouse. It's probably from like your local 99-cent store. Who knows? But anyway, Commander, who got challenged by this man, Roddy, on Collision this past Saturday. So they go one-on-one. So Roddy comes out with the Kingdom. I'm Matt Taven. And just remember, guys, next strong. And the man who punches people in the dick and gives him a pile driver, that's Mike Kanellis Bennett. So they're there at ringside along with Alex Abrahantes. Match itself was pretty decent, not great, but decent. They fight over a basic lockup to start. Commander then flips away doing some gymnastics. And then Roddy's like, well, fuck the gymnastics crap. Here's a running knee to face. They get back up and a head scissors into a drop kick by Commander. Has Roddy down, but he comes right back with that lethal backbreaker of his because he is the messiah of the backbreaker. But Commander comes back, knocks Roddy to the floor as we go to break. And we come back from break. Commander avoids a charge in the corner, hits a kick to face. Then a springboard cross body gives Commander a near fall. Then he kicks Roddy face first into the turnbuckle. Ow. Then he goes up top, hits the Phoenix Splash, which almost landed really bad for Roddy's sake. It looked like because the guy came right near his face. So he gets a near fall out of that. And then Matt Taven and Mike Bennett pull Roddy to the outside. And, trying to get him ready for the match. Trying to get him back in the match and stuff like that. And then Commander goes up top, hits one hell of a moonsault to the floor, and landed on his feet. That's impressive. Impressive. Then he tries to do another springboard inside the ring, but Roddy hits that sick knee in mid-air, which is crazy. And then Roddy hits a kind of weird version of End of Heartache. Instead of him doing it to the back, he did a reverse and hit the chest, knocked the wind out of Commander 1, 2, 3 in just under 10 minutes. Roddy gets the win. Match I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. So Roddy gets the win, and that's it. After the match, the Kingdom gives out MJF is the devil signs to the crowd, and then they tape it up on the barricade. And then Roddy gets on the mic and says, I don't like the accusations that my best friend, by proxy, Samoa Joe, had anything to do with it. And that's pretty much it. It's like, that's my best friend, by proxy, Samoa! Okay. Calm down, Roddy. Calm down. Lay off the you might want to switch coffee to decaf, okay? Calm down. Calm down. Tranquilo. Take it easy. Take it easy. Joseph! What? Roddy, what? Anything? Joseph! What? Anything? I'm going to send you out of here. Alright, go. And, stop already. I mean, Roddy's been yelling at people all week. Especially on being the Dark Order. He's yelling at him and freaking, had a cameo appearance. And him and Johnny Hungy are, going back and forth. Anna! Adam! Anna! Adam! Like, stop it! Not funny, Ed. And to be honest, being the Dark Order is not really a funny show. There's a couple parts here and there. Somebody said Moxley was on the show, but like briefly, like maybe a second. That doesn't count really. You have to be on it for like at least a few more seconds than one. I mean, hell, I was on BTE for like a millisecond. But at least I was on there. And you were not. And they got a lot of hits, too. Not as great as 2 million hits, but still. But still. I was on BTE, and you were not. So, suck it hard, bitches. What's that? Alright, we got that. So, you know, Roddy thinks he's Nostradamus and thinks that Max is the actual devil. I mean, we'll see. Next weekend, we will hopefully find out. And that's pretty much it. Alright, then we have good old JR! Come back in here, JR! Back on! Back on! Thank you for having me! Back on, Slobberknocker! Jim Ross! Back on, Boomer Sooner! Alright, calm down now. Stone Cold! Okay. If you want to stay, you gotta calm down, okay? Anyway, so he's commentating our main event of the evening, the final match in the Gold League. And we have the Switchblade, beat with the Switchblade, Jay White of the Bullet Club. By the way, just treat me for the love of God. Throw your guns up. Bang, bang. That's it. So he takes on the leader of the Gold League, the man himself, Jon Moxley. Alright, this was a pretty good match. No blood. So, starts with Jay White going to the floor to start, but he has to escape a rear naked choke back on the inside. Then Moxley picks him up, hits a pile driver early on for a near fall. So Jay White has to go back to the outside and bail from another choke. To get back in, Mox punches him out to the floor a third time, where they fight up the ramp. And, you know, Bryce, the referee's like, get in there! And Moxley tries for a power driver on the ramp, but that gets reversed into a backdrop on the ramp. Ow! But then Mox hammers away back inside the ring. Jay White gets a shot to the knee. Remember that for later. Sends Moxley to the outside again as we go to picture-in-picture. We come back. Jay White holds a Muta lock, made famous by the great Muta. Get that. Oh, I almost spit on my camera. That would be bad. Moxley fights out of that. But then Jay White gets knocked into the corner and stomped like a government mule. Right, JR? Back door discovered! Government mule! Okay. And before a clothesline sends Moxley sends Jay White to the outside. Moxley then hits a flippy dibbity-doo. But then Jay White gets in one of his own, setting up a chop block to the bad knee after Jay White grabbed a couple of chairs and Bryce comes out. It's like, no, 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 I will disqualify you. So he's like, all right. He throws it in the ring, and then Bryce goes after it, the idiot that he is, and then Jay White takes the second chair and hits Moxley in the back of the knee with it, even further injuring that knee. And then Jay White goes in and says, Bryce, count! Got him out! Moxley somehow gets in and grabs the paradigm shift out of nowhere for a near fall. And then Moxley with a running knee, I guess on the good knee for a near fall. Jay White steps off a sleeper suplex and then a swinging rock bottom back on JR, right? Rock bottom back on! The Rock! Okay, stop it. For a near fall. Then he hits the Kiwi Crusher. Yeah, he's hitting everything. Really freaking sleeper suplex, like the badass Billy Gunn used to do. Or still kind of does. Swinging rock bottom. or like Solo kind of does. And then the Kiwi Crusher, made famous by Low Ki. I mean, he is really pulling off a lot of old moves, you know. So here's the Kiwi Crusher for a near fall. Goes for the Blade Runner, gets countered into a King Kong Lariat by Mox, who then tries to go for the Death Rider. That gets countered into the Blade Runner out of nowhere. And Jay White goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3, and he wins clean. And he was like pissed and everything. I was like, yeah, I could see Jay White possibly winning, but I didn't think so. I thought Mox was gonna sweep the entire league, but you know, he didn't. So Jay White gets the win in 15 minutes. Match was pretty decent. 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's that. So, we got a triple threat match next week to see who wins the Gold League. So, final standings are Moxley, Swerve, and Jay White at 12 points. Roosh at 6. Mark Briscoe at 3. And Jay White, it's going to be Jay Lethal, 0. Pussy. So we get that. So we move on with that. So like I said, 3.25 out of 5 stars for that match. And we're about to end Dynamite, even though it got a 5-minute overrun like it did last week. So after the match, right before the end of the show, Swerve Strickland comes out, stares at Moxley and Jay White, and then Jay White with another heinous act, and then chop blocks Moxley, and then Bryce is yelling at him, like, what did you do that for? Smart. He's being smart, Bryce. He's being smart. Take out the weak link, and then you have Swerve and Jay White go at it. And I believe Jay White lost to Swerve. So I think Swerve's going to get that win back next week. And he's going to win the Gold League and face, most likely, Bryan Danielson. Because I think it's going to be Bryan. It might be another triple threat match. It might be Brody King versus Andrade versus Danielson next Friday night on Collision. And the winner of that goes to World's End, where it's going to be Swerve versus Danielson, which I kind of predicted was going to happen anyway. I just hope Swerve wins the whole thing, gets those 3 belts, which will be nice for him. He will go to superstardom. The fans will love it. And then he comes out on the first Dynamite of the year, January the 3rd, with the belts, looking like $1 million. And then, Nana's dancing, all that shit. So we get all that. So that ends Dynamite for this week. And we'll see what happens on Rampage and Live Collision on Friday night and Saturday night. And then that'll be it. We got Christmas weekend after that on Sunday and Monday. Then we'll be back live from Florida. I think they're in Orlando, or I think they're at Daly's place. I'm not even sure. Or maybe just Orlando, I think. But anyway, they'll be in Florida next week for Rampage and Collision and Dynamite. And then they're going to fly up to New York after the show. And then that's pretty much it. So they'll be in New York next Saturday in Long Island for World's End. And it should be an amazing pay-per-view to end the year for AEW. Maybe it might end with a, controversy. Or end somehow, some way. It's going to end pretty damn good. Or it's going to end with a cliffhanger. Like MJF wins. What happens is does he go to WWE with the belt? What happens? Is the devil going to get revealed? And who is the devil? Is it going to be Jack Perry? Is it going to be Adam Cole, baby? Who is it? I guess we'll find out next Saturday. I hope. Well, we'll see. But, we don't really have a lot of matches for World's End besides those 2 matches and the women's match. No, I think we got, let me see. We got the World Title match. We got the Continental Classic finals. That's 2. Women's match is 3. I would think Orange Cassidy defends his belt, so that would be number 4. Tag titles not gonna happen. Maybe the trios titles be defended. maybe the Ring of Honor belts get defended again. I don't know. It's really, right now, there's 3 matches. So it's going to have to be at least another 5 matches made without any freaking build on the card. Oh, actually, we may get Abaddon and Julia Hart, so that's an actual impossible 4 matches on the card for the TBS Championship. And then they're probably going to put like 3 or 4 matches on 0 Hour, which will start at 7 o'clock, and the main show at 8, and then the show ends around 11 or 12 o'clock. Then the media scrum, which will last till like 2 o'clock. So that's going to be a long next Saturday night, my friends, so we'll see what happens with that. But next Saturday night, after the pay-per-view, I will be here, right here on the channel, with your World's End review. And then on New Year's Eve in the afternoon, I'm not going to do it at night, because I want to, partay, if you know what I mean. Get through, see that goddamn ball get stuck, drop, and then usher in 2024. So, next Sunday, I will do a best of edition of the Shadows Lair, which may be my last episode on that channel. I'm thinking about getting rid of it. Just had the main channels. So I'm kind of going back and forth, debating about it. I'm thinking, really leaning to shutting down the channel for good. And then having my predictions be on my actual Peter Joseph channel. But, we'll see what happens with that. So, stay tuned for that as we go into 2024. I might keep it in 2024, just let it go. I know I don't have a lot of subs on that channel, because, the main channel is pretty much gone. I still don't know the pass. I can't get in any way I could. But in any case, the main channel is gone, and the backup channel might stay, might go, and I just go with my 4 channels. My Killer Demons, PG Rants, Metal God, and my Peter Joseph channel, this channel. So I'll just have 4 channels, 4 main channels, and that'll be it. But we'll see. I'm on the fence right now, but I know a lot of people wanted me to take it down and put a lot of my content from there on, that channel. Then other people are like, why don't you just have 1 channel with everything? I'm like, no. Because I want to branch out. I want to have a music channel. I want to have a rant channel. Then I want to kind of branch off from, my AEW reviews and do pay-per-view reviews on the Peter Joseph channel. So probably going to have, in 2024, I'll probably have 4 main channels instead of 5. But we'll see how it is. So stay tuned for that. I'll let you guys know, probably after the new year, what's going to happen with the backup channel to the Shadows Lair. But we'll see what happens with all that. Alright, so anyway, I'm going to get out of here because it's really late at night and I'm going to bed. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go to bed. I work later tomorrow because I don't have to work in the morning. I have to work early in the afternoon. And that's pretty much it. I do have to go into the city tomorrow for a couple things, do some work in the afternoon. So I had the morning off, but I have to go in and do some work in the studio for a couple hours, and then I'm coming home and pretty much doing nothing. Maybe watch Thursday Night Football. See what happens during the day. If there's any big news during the day, I might do a video about that. But if not, then I will be back sometime tomorrow night with your Ring of Honor review. And that's the aftermath of Final Battle. So we're going to see where Ring of Honor is going to be going in 2024. And that's that. Did find out that El Hijo del Vikingo will face Black Toulouse in a rematch on Rampage. And people have said that the match is pretty damn good. Like the first one was at Final Battle, and this time Mr. El Hijo del Vikingo didn't botch that much. So we'll see what happens with all that. Alright, anyway, so I'm going to get out of here right now. So my final rating for Dynamite tonight, pretty solid 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show down below in the comments section. But be respectful, as always. If not, get out of here, go fuck yourself. And your present will be a big bag of coal. That's pretty much it. That's your Christmas present if you're going to leave stupid comments. Or in general. But I digress. In any case, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back pretty much, probably tomorrow night. And then Friday, late Friday night, I will do my SmackDown and Rampage review. Get that out of the way. And then Saturday night, we're just going to do Collision. And then pretty much, I'm going to probably do that at midnight on Saturday night going into Christmas Eve. So, as soon as when I do my intro, and then get all that pleasantries out of the way, it'll be my actual, it'll be level 47 day. And that'll be it. I will do a Christmas video, I'll do a Christmas video early on Monday, just to wish everybody a happy and Merry Christmas. That'll be episode number 17 of The Shadows Lair. And then episode 18, where it will be actual, kind of, sort of legal, that'll be the World's End predictions, and then after that will be the final video of the year on the Shadows Lair 2.0 channel, episode 19, the year in review for wrestling. And I will also do another video, a follow-up video, on episode 20 of the Shadows Lair with my 2003 year in review, Life Edition. Just tell you guys, how my year went. I think most of us know how it went, but I'll go more in depth with it. I'll try to not go too long, but I'll just take out the bits and pieces of what happened during the year. But then again, I might scrap it because some of it's a little bit personal, and I don't want to get into that shit. But so I'll probably scrap that part and just say, hey, I had a good year, had a bad year. Certain things happen, with stuff like that. But I may or may not do it. I have to see what happens with that. But that's all it is. And that's all it should be. That's it. Alright. So, I'm going to get out of here and go to sleep, and then get up in a few hours, and then get dressed, and then get out of here, go to New York City, and have a good day. It's going to be a little chilly tomorrow, so I'm going to do that, and then come home probably around 5, 6 o'clock, and then just enjoy my Thursday night, get ready, and I have to go to sleep early because I have to go for a procedure on Friday on my liver, which is not fun, but it should be a pretty in and out thing, so I'm not going to be there that long. And then, going to have, just enjoyed my Friday, my birthday weekend with my friends on Friday night, maybe Saturday night, who knows. Gonna just have a ball. And, that's it. I will be watching SmackDown and Rampage. Well, maybe just SmackDown. I probably won't watch Rampage till I come back, and I'll probably be half dead when I come back. That on Friday night. But I will watch some of SmackDown from the bar that I'm going to. And, then after that, I'll be probably at a nightclub after that. Dancing like a dancing fool. Dancing with the lovely ladies, and you know who too. She'll be there too. But in any case, I'm going to have a great weekend. It's level 47 weekend, Christmas weekend. So after tomorrow, we're going to be getting ready for Christmas. So, once again, I wish all of you a safe and Merry Christmas. And hope some of you get what you want. Maybe you get some money. Maybe you get a couple gifts from your significant other or your family. You know, hope you like it. If you don't, you can send it back and get a refund. But I mean, it is what it is, and that's that. And then after that, next weekend is pretty much the end of the year weekend, and then we'll be dropping that ball in Times Square or wherever you may be living. Gonna drop that ball or stick or whatever you drop. And then it'll be 2024. And that's it. We turn the calendar over to the first month of the year and a new year. And hopefully for some of you people, I hope you have a great and happy new year. Be safe, be well. I mean, if you go into the bar, just remember, if you have the drunk sex, guys, wrap up that burrito. Girls, you might have to bring some extra too, just in case the guy don't have it. Just saying, because you don't want to have the, just the drunk sex without wrapping up that burrito, because in 9 months you'll be thinking, what the fuck? I don't know who did it. Then you'd be on random talk shows because can't have Maury. Maury's gone. He's retired. Jerry Springer is sadly passed away this year. So, I mean, who are you going to go to get a DNA test? That's on TV. Steve Wilkos does it once in a while, but not all the time. But it's not that many shows that basically you can go get a DNA test. You're going to have to go to the doctor, do it yourself. And not embarrass everybody and yourself. Jim, you are not the father. So, but yeah, I mean, have fun this weekend. Be safe, of course. And especially next weekend for New Year's Eve when you go to the bars at night and then ring in the New Year at the bar. And then maybe, just maybe, you'll go home with a hot chick or a hot guy. I mean, we don't discriminate here, but, go home, have the good drunk sex, but just remember to wrap up that burrito, please. And, ring in the New Year. Hopefully, when you get up get up the next morning, you actually know who's next to you. Instead of just a random chick or a random guy, like, who the fuck are you? Oh, shit. Who are you? And where's my clothes? But then again, you could bang the chick and then she's out the next night. And right? At 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, you get up and like, what happened? Why am I naked? Where's my credit card? What the fuck? You look in your wallet, you think you have like $200 with you, and that's gone. And then that girl that you banged, she ain't gonna call you back. So, you don't have to get like wild and plastered on New Year's Eve. But if you do, you still have the drunk sex, but wrap up the burrito if you're still kind of normal and in a good frame of mind. But just remember who you were banging. But it is pretty much what it is. I'll get my banging done on Sunday. Because, gotta have the birthday sex. Come on now. I'll give Rosa her birthday present, my dick in the box. But, yeah. He was singing that tonight. It was just fun. It would have been better if we were singing something else like boats and hoes, or I just had sex and it felt so good, or jizz in my pants, in my pants. Okay. So we had that. So, alright, I'm gonna get out of here. It's late. So thanks for watching, everybody. 7 out of 10 stars for Dynamite. So watch my Raw review down below. Subscribe to the channels. Like the video. Stick that thumb straight up everybody else's ass. and then pull it out, put it down their throat until they gag. And that's pretty much it. And don't forget to share the video all over the internet. Most importantly, slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you do, you're pretty much SOL, and you know what that means. And that's it. So I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow night for Ring of Honor, and we'll see what happens with that. But until next time, my friends, if you're not down with that, besides rocking out with your co-cute, alright, but if you're still not down with all that, I'm sorry, my friends. Me and a whole ton of people that are way better than you, and you fucking know it, because the prophecy and the purge are coming back with a vengeance in 2024. And as we always do, every video, for the last 15 years almost, we say adios, goodbye, mwah, and good night, bang! And just remember, if you're not down with that even after that, then we got 3 words for you. And you better remember it, because in 2024, you're still going to remember it. So, you know what those words are? Fuck you, man. Fuck you, man. You're not down with us. Fuck you. That's it. Alright, I'm out of here. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time. Peace.